Hey, yo, what up?
Yeah, y'all found us.
Okay.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Seriously Podcast. You can find us at seriouslypodcast.com as well as icn.dj. You can also catch us on SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, and iTunes. To keep up with the conversation with us, make sure you guys are using hashtag SeriouslyRecap. All right, guys, let's start the show.
Let's get it.
If you want the tea, come get with seriously. Talking about your favorite web series right here on Seriously.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Seriously Podcast. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Mary.
Yes, and today we are continuing we're ending our recap of Watched web series. If you don't know what Watched is, it follows Mark Fields, who is just approaching 30 and his just life is spiraling out of control.
A mess.
And yeah, and we see how his horrible decisions on life just mess up his whole life. Yeah, so we've been holding it down for the lady. So we was like, let's get a male's perspective in the building
to help us understand why he acts the way he acts.
Right. So
that's the real reason why
that's
you're
really
here.
it. That's really it. So please, can you introduce yourself and tell us about yourself, Dwayne?
Well, thank you for having me, ladies. My name is Dwayne, aka Decent. I don't necessarily know how to describe what I do, but so I work for a pop culture website called Pop Dust. I'm an on-air personality for a show that we have called Pop Dust Presents, which is kind of like a DIY version of NPR's Tiny Desk, where we have guests on and they do live performances in our office. And I also write for Pop Dust as well, a few articles for the site, and I also host a social commentary / pop culture show called The Culture Couch, which is a bi-weekly series that's every Wednesday. So, yeah, I guess I just talk a lot.
Yeah, you got your hands in a lot of things. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up. So, as someone who's over 30,
Yeah.
when you were approaching 30, like, what were you expecting your life to be?
Honestly, if we're correlating Washed and Mark's character with myself, I was kind of in the same headspace.
Really?
I felt like, because naturally I'm a hip-hop artist as well, but that's like not my primary function right now. I'm more into the hosting and, coordinating things with Pop Dust and writing articles. But at 22, like he stated in the series, I was well on my way to thinking that I was going to be the next Jay-Z or somebody of that caliber. So I could understand, having some sort of like pipe dream to an extent. I want to call it a pipe dream because I was heavily invested into hip-hop. I started rapping at 8 and was performing a great deal. Like, I remember the day after my prom, I actually had a show. I was really, really into hip-hop growing up and doing showcases and all that other stuff. So I guess I figured by 30, I was either going to be retired.
Oh.
Yeah, like, you know what? I done sold, 70 million records, went platinum, God knows
Big
how many
dreams.
times.
I love it.
Big dreams.
I married the, supermodel, all that stuff.
Yes.
So, you know what? I'm just going to hang it up in shelves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dream big. Dream big.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Can't
You
dream
have
little.
to.
Go hard or go home.
That's what's up.
And just, from a personal standpoint, I just thought that a lot of things would be different as far as like relationships, not just, with, the opposite sex, but just relationships with people, things of that nature would be in a certain space by the time I hit 30. So to kind of be where I'm at right now, I'm not disappointed in the least bit.
Right.
I'm extremely happy with where I'm at in my life right now, from a creative standpoint and also from, just a life standpoint. I'm way more stable and structured than I thought I was going to be at this age because, nearing my mid-20s, I was in this place where, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I was just pouring everything into music. I was working jobs for the sake of just having jobs. I stayed at jobs for a long period of time, but it was more so to supplement, pursuing music. All right, I need this job because I need photo shoots, I need videos, I need to be able to get clothes in case I have a show, I need CDs made. So pretty much
To support yourself.
yeah, to pretty much support myself in lieu of me chasing this dream. Now I have a job where, I make a great salary. I'm able to afford living in gentrified Brooklyn, and we know how difficult that is.
Very hard.
You know,
That's a
so I mean,
accomplishment.
yeah, a big
That's a big
accomplishment.
thing.
You know, so my credit has been, improving.
Yes.
Even
Yes, for credit.
Yes,
Talk
for
about
credit.
it.
The other day, speaking of wash, and I kind of made the joke that I was washed at this point when I went to go do this. I went to a furniture store in my neighborhood, and I
Did
needed
you fall
to-
asleep?
Nah,
Oh, what?
I, not that washed.
That's why.
That's what I thought he was going. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm mildly bathed. I'm not washed. But I went to the furniture store because I needed a new mattress, and my girlfriend, she wanted a dining room table. So went to the furniture store, and they did a credit check, all that good stuff. And the loan approval that I got, I was like, oh, really?
So we can move forward.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
So I could get 2?
Yeah, I can get more stuff. Like
That's what's up.
I really don't need this other mattress, but I'm
Why not?
just gonna stare and look
Yes,
at it. Like,
goals.
but all that stuff, makes me feel 10 times better about where I'm at now than I would have back then pursuing this, and seeing it from this perspective, being in media, for lack of a better term, dealing with artists, and it kind of makes me feel a little bit better about myself that I kind of did take this route, because I felt like I had a skill, with the field that I'm in right now. With rapping, you're pretty much just grasping at straws, and you're trying to work yourself into a position where you can be something and sustain a career up until a certain point, because there's no 401k plan in hip hop.
Ooh,
True.
So,
True.
so to be able to, at this point where, what, I am for lack of a term, a published writer. I've interviewed, celebrities and things of that nature, to the point that I've established relationships with people. So I'm never far removed from being able to be in the mix when it comes to people wanting to be on the show. And, Pop Dust, in all sense of reality, is a side job to my main job, which I work for an online wine company that distributes wine online.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And double.
Yes. Yes.
And Pop Dust,
Adding more.
Pop Dust just came by happenstance because my boss owns Pop Dust and the wine company. So
Oh, okay.
with the wine company, it offers stability and flexibility because it's a startup. So I'm able to work from home, and case in point, if there's a situation like I need to come and do a podcast, you know
Yes.
what?
Hey,
I'm
I worked earlier today at home.
Look, I'm leaving, so everything's done. If not, I'll just finish it up when I get home. And like I said, great salary, health benefits, and I actually own stock in the company as well.
Nice. This guy.
This
This
guy.
guy.
It's
Yes.
going places.
I love
okay?
it. I love it.
But once again, this wasn't anything that I was remotely thinking about. When I was in my boy's bedroom, and the booth is a closet, like, yo, we about to be out of here. You know what I'm saying?
So you wouldn't change anything.
I wouldn't change anything.
You wouldn't give yourself no advice.
If I was to talk to myself before, it would be to, think about stability, because that wasn't something that I was thinking about. I was just so leaning on my talent at the time because I felt like that's all I had. I didn't go to college, by choice, because I just felt like it was going to be a waste of my time and my money and everybody else's time and money who may have invested in me. So I went to an audio engineering trade school instead to learn the behind the scenes stuff about music. And I didn't want to intern at the time either because I needed to make money. So I was working at McDonald's,
Right.
Then from there, just doing jobs like Dwayne Reed and stuff like that. And then I ultimately wound up being a home health aide for 4 years. So
Wow.
it was literally me just trying to sustain,
Yeah.
chasing my passion. But then along the way, the opportunity presented itself to work for the company that I work for now. And I remember sitting down with my boss and saying, look, I don't know anything about wine. I don't know anything about logistics. I don't know Excel in the least bit, but I can learn.
Right.
So one of the things that my boss said when I sat down with him, he asked me, did you go to college? I said, no. He was like, you don't need college. He said, I promise you, in 2 years working for me, you would have earned your MBA.
That's what's up.
Wow.
So he pretty much hit the nail right on the head, because I've been able to do a lot of different things that I wasn't able to do before. And it feels good being able to be in a position where now I feel like I have things to add to my resume outside of things that may be in the creative field. And even in the creative field, I've managed to expand my reach and being able to just write and give great interviews and all these other things.
Yes. So we are following our boy Mark Fields.
Our boy?
Okay. A man named Mark Fields on
Someone's
Wash.
boy.
Someone's boy. What are your feelings about Mark and his decision so far prior to episode 7 and 8?
Mark strikes me as a lot of, men of color in particular that are searching for something, and in a sense they get to a level of complacency, but they don't realize that sometimes that level of complacency in a sense can be a blessing in disguise.
Exactly.
Because once you have a certain anchor and a certain base, you're able to do more because you have that base and even build upon that base. But it seems like that base isn't good enough for Mark, so he's trying to do everything to what he thinks he's doing in regards to building up off of that base. He's actually cracking the foundation that he's built for himself.
Going backwards.
Yeah.
What about the whole Aubrey situation? He should have just deleted the number, right?
Yeah, he should have just deleted the number.
Wow.
He just,
The way he's saying it, he should have just deleted the number.
Because honestly, like at this point in my life, like I said, I'm in a relationship, and my relationship helped me out a lot. From different perspectives, just being able to see what not just women but black women go through on a daily basis. And I appreciate the fact that my girlfriend does work long hours because she's a dance teacher, so she teaches at multiple places as well, and she has a master's from NYU, and she could just go out and get a regular desk job, but dancing is her passion. It's something that she loves to do, and she's a teacher, so she's not going through
What's our class? What's up?
we like to dance.
Well, she teaches everything from Caribbean to hip hop
What's
to
up?
ballet,
1, 2,
jazz,
boom,
tap.
tap.
I'll put you on.
Right.
But she works at all these different places, going from place to place, and sometimes she's working from 8:30 in the morning to 10:30 at night, and sometimes she still comes home and makes dinner and do all these different things. So me just having a quote unquote home because of our relationship is like sometimes you kind of just have to appreciate that more than the idea and the concept of you being able to still, I guess, have it when it comes to interacting with other women.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that, it's not hard, as a man to like see an attractive woman and, kind of go in your head like, oh, what if, but at this point in my life, it's like, and I sat down and described this to my boys the other day because we have the cheating conversation a lot. And then it's like, I'm like, dog, you know how much I have to go through
Too much work
to cheat? Like, never mind the fact that I love my girlfriend. It's just, what I have to go through to cheat? First of all, I got to come up with a lie. Then I got to make sure I got to have accomplices in the lie. And then when I'm out, I got to make sure that I'm checking my phone and texting so that way the responses are matching up with everything at the same time.
It's a lot of work.
I got to make sure
much.
that, my bases are covered as far as where we go if we're going to cheat. And, the industry is, especially now that I'm in, a space in the quote unquote industry where there isn't a time where I step out and I don't see somebody that I don't recognize. So there's also that. It's like, oh, it's either going to be somebody that my girlfriend knows or somebody that I know where they're going, hey,
everybody
where's
know
your girlfriend?
everybody.
Exactly. So
Small world.
Exactly.
to go through all of that is just like, bro, like,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it. So the number, like, yeah, if you would have got it for sport, cool, but just delete it afterwards.
Yeah.
Playing
He
with
was
fire.
playing.
Playing.
That's all he does.
Yes.
Play. Well, let's get into episode 107 and we see how this unfolds. Stupid boy.
So Maya, she wakes up. She's not used to not having her man by her side. It's an adjustment period. But first of all, this whole day is just going upside down for her.
She's going
having
through it.
through it. And then on top of it, she gets her period. It's like the worst day ever. And then at the next scene, she calls Amber crying her eyes out because
Emotional
it's like,
wreck.
yeah, it's her man. Like her man cheated on her 5 years. Like,
Well, she thinks her man
She
cheated.
thinks
She's
her
pretty
man-
sure that her man cheated on her.
yeah,
Even though it didn't happen, but this
She
is
was-
what happens when you play around.
exactly.
Marcus cheated.
You lying.
I haven't talked to him in 3 days. I want to talk to him, but I can't. I'm confused.
You put him out?
What other choice did I have?
And Amber's like, girl, do you even have like the information, the intel?
You have
What's up?
no intel.
You have nothing.
Like, sometimes all you need is a hunch, though.
Exactly.
Her
But she was
woman's
like-
intuition told her something's up.
Intuition. Always listen to that. Always. But I guess she could have heard him out, but she was just so mad.
Yeah. So Amber tells her you need to like set up some time to hear him out, get some more information before you really start, going off on your emotions.
Exactly. Then freaking the IT guy want to come try to spit game.
Play.
When
Everybody's
you
playing.
see a girl is upset and she's mad at men in the world, why are you gonna come and
Why do you
spit
think
game?
you're next in line to get into her panties?
He's buff and light skinned, so he thought he had the golden ticket.
That's not the ticket.
Where's HR? Because this is inappropriate.
And that's what she said. She said, "I'm gonna call HR."
He said, I don't want that. I
He
don't
said,
want
"Say
no
less.
smoke. No
Say
smoke.
less."
Not me too.
Yeah, no.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh my goodness.
So she does end up texting Mark like to meet up, and he's like, sure, babe, anything you want. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, it better be anything
It better
she
be.
wants.
That's the right answer.
You know what's so funny? That's actually the same thing Whitney said in the Bobby Brown story when she found out.
That what she said?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
I watched half of it. It's like,
Is it like
it's a
3
lot.
parts again?
It's two.
Two.
Oh. So at work, they have this big meeting, and one of the girls is like, I wonder what this is about. Mark gonna have the nerve to say, I think they're giving me a promotion.
Ain't nobody
For
giving
why?
you
Why would they be
nothing.
giving you, of all people, a promotion?
Because you just turned 30. You know that's how it
Right.
works?
That's
You
how,
turn
so that's
30,
how it
you
works.
get
Is that how it
promotion at your
works?
job.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on mine, though, but
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. I have faith.
Corporate is cracking down on drugs in America and is conducting this random drug test.
Yeah.
And so Mark, the night before, he was smoking with
Right.
Eric and his friends.
Smoking.
So he's freaking out.
No, but at first he was like, they ain't gonna come to me, please. They ain't worry about me. He was the first one on the list. Come see
'Cause you 30.
after lunch. Because you 30.
This scene was triggering.
It was triggering. This happened to you.
Did it
So,
really?
I used to, like I said, I used to be a home health aide, and they used to do random drug tests. And I never smoked weed, ever. Like, I tried it once
Ever,
as a
ever?
kid, and, like, I would hit it, like, every now and then, like,
Mm-hmm.
with my friends, but it was just, like, that wasn't, my thing.
Right.
So got a little bit older, and, my girlfriend, she smokes.
Mm-hmm.
So, being around her naturally is like, all right, you know what? Gave in to peer pressure. But then
Peer pressure.
I have a terrible back, and once I started smoking, like my back problems kind of started to, diminish. So I
Oh.
was like, oh, this is
This
awesome.
is helping me.
Exactly.
This is the cure.
But once again, I'm not like, super like, I can't do anything once I do it, and it's
Okay.
not something that's to the point where I just forego everything to make sure that I do it. I'm not, let me get $5 so I can get a dime bag kind of guy. So at the time, this is when I was just getting into it, and I had spoken with my friend like maybe like a few days before, and I was like, oh snap, random drug test.
Oh, damn.
So
Come on.
I went to my brother. I was like, yo, bro. But unlike E, my brother actually held me down.
Held you down.
And he got the job done. So this
That's
scene was
good.
like,
Relatable.
Hit home.
we've been
Hit
there,
home.
man. But in all fairness, though, this was before I turned 30. So
Okay.
Okay.
See, he's doing all this stuff after 30. Come on, Mark.
Acting a fool out
Yes.
here. Wait, did he Google how to like detox?
Probably.
your
This
system?
is Mark. Probably.
I was just
yeah.
like, is he Googling over here?
He needs any option. He calls Eric. I love how Eric's voicemail was like a music. Y'all remember doing that back in the day?
Yeah.
I had like everything, B2K, whatever. So Eric is still washed, but so he meets his brother. He asks his brother to like hold it down, but the brother, he's young. He don't know what to
First
do.
of all, why does he randomly have that container? You walking around with
Right.
that? You
With
just
a
have that in
peacock?
your car?
First of all, this brother, he does it, but he can't even pee. Then he ended up putting the pee in the teacher's soup.
He
like,
failed him.
Failed.
Completely failed.
Completely failed. But I wasn't sorry for Mark. Like, look at you.
But the crazy thing is, while his brother is supposed to be using the bathroom, took him hours to do this, he takes this time to finally text Black Widow
For
back.
what? For what? What?
It's been like 3 days.
It has. Why are you just now?
Why are you
do
thinking about her right
care?
now?
She should be blocked at this point.
Who's child the ghetto?
Ooh, child, the ghetto.
Like, come on.
So it does turn out that she did get it from the new member outreach.
Yes.
Girl.
Were you shocked that she was the preacher's wife?
Nah?
He said, I saw it coming. I saw the cross on her neck.
Churches be low key filthy sometimes.
Oh, child. The truth.
Not saying everybody is. We love the Lord, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes them sheep ain't acting right.
Okay. Okay. So Mark and Maya, they meet up, and she's surprised that he's there. Like,
Why?
help
Girl, you have eyes. Oh, you're here already. Yeah, you can see me.
and you didn't take his key, so of course he's there. And he was real comfortable eating in her kitchen and everything. But he like tried to explain himself again, but she's just not trying to hear him.
I thought you set this up so we can put this shit behind us. You really trying to leave me over this shit?
Mark, she texts you at 6:37 in the morning. You really think that I'm gonna believe that she's thinking about you that early and y'all not having sex? What if it was me?
Maya, I'm telling you, nothing happened. I made a stupid bet with John and got a phone number. I bumped into the girl at a coffee shop and that's it.
This was a bad idea. Can you just go?
The emotions just hit her immediately.
I see it from both sides though. This scene.
It's good and bad on both sides.
Because as a man, I've been in this position where I've messed up and like I'm trying to explain how sorry I am.
Right.
But then the adverse, like I kind of empathize more now, at being 30 with women and the plight that they go through when it comes to feeling betrayed and being hurt. Like,
Right.
to us as men, it may seem very, very small and insignificant because we may be thinking from a logical standpoint, but sometimes we overcompensate with logic and kind of neglect the emotional aspect that people are feeling. So
I was wondering where you was going with
I was
that.
like, so women aren't logical? No, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
women are logical. They are. But it's just that sometimes us as men, we're not as emotionally aware as we should be. So as frustrating as it may be on his end, like I can understand Maya's point of view as well because she's just so hurt.
Right. 'Cause I feel like men don't usually see the bigger picture. Like, you did that. But like, do you see the bigger picture of what you did? They're like, what? It's over.
Because we get
Nothing
caught.
happened.
We get caught up in the idea that you guys love us, so we're automatically on the thought path to thinking like, you know what, you love me, so let's get past this because our love outweighs this one instance of us not actually acting like we're in love. And sometimes it's just that one instance where it's just like, I've just turned completely off.
So Maya, she's turned off. She doesn't want anything to do with him. But then he's like, you don't really mean this. You're so blockheaded.
Don't tell me what I am
Yeah.
or what I mean. How dare you?
And she didn't say anything, but he kind of just gave up and left.
Because he knew. Don't try it. Just leave it alone. Don't go no further.
Yeah.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, my brother.
So he goes back to work, and Eric left him a little remedy to pass the test. He's like, bet it's lit.
He's in the clear so far.
So he thinks, yep. But Eric, he's out on a date with Amber. She finally agrees.
Date, non-date.
Date, non-date.
Because he thinks it's a date, and to her, it's a non-date.
She's like, we're just eating. Two people just having a nice little dinner.
That's it.
Yeah. But he's trying to explain that he's a changed man, and, he wanted to prove to her that he's real.
But for the upteenth time, she's telling him, I don't like your lifestyle, therefore nothing can go forward with us.
Right.
I could have came at you a long time ago, but I knew I had to come correct. I knew I had to be right to get with a woman like you.
I don't want to play any games anymore. I want something real.
I hear you. I don't think you understand. I'm not playing games.
But guys don't give up.
At all.
We're persistent, man.
Very persistent.
Gotta give it to them.
Yeah.
It's annoying, but at the same time, it's annoying. But at the same time,
It's annoying.
it's nice.
I mean, you know what they say? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, and in this case, even if you
They say that?
They do say that. They do.
and even if you are shooting, if you continue to miss, just keep shooting. Eventually, you want to go in.
But at what point do you
So
say,
I have to get a
okay,
restraining
she don't?
order
I think
in order
that's the
for
point.
for him to stop shooting. He's like, what?
You're just gonna have to find another pickup game then.
Yeah, because I think you too. Like, you have guys that just keep trying, try different things, each level keep going higher, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
no,
You
you're my
especially
friend.
get those.
You're my. I'm like, no, but they won't give up.
Is it like infatuation? Like, what is it? Why won't guys stop?
I mean,
Why won't you hear me? If you like me as much as you say you do, and I tell you I'm not interested,
this is one of the
why
things.
are you trying to convince me otherwise?
This is one of the things that I'm actually glad that I never did, even before I turned 30. I was never the super persistent type where if a woman wasn't interested in me, I didn't go, well, give me a chance. It was like, no means no, because,
That's it.
I'm very sensitive, and
Ooh,
I'm a
okay.
Sag, so.
Listen, I love it. He's admitting it.
He
I'm
said
sensitive.
sometime. I heard you the first time.
I'm like, I do not take, I could take rejection, but rejection from somebody that I have some sort of, emotional infatuation with, like, I just can't do it. So I, like, once you like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to be over here.
That's good. Take notes.
Take notes, y'all. This gotta stop. The
Oh my
madness has got
gosh.
to stop.
But you see, like, Amber's kind of breaking down a little bit. She's kind of like, let me see what you're about. Because he said, let me prove it to you.
He did say that, yeah. And she said, okay,
So
I'll give
we'll
you
see.
one opportunity.
Yeah. We'll see how he proves it.
One shot.
One shot. All right, so let's get into episode 8. So, Mark is listening to like a motivational podcast, getting his life.
Working. Surprisingly.
Surprisingly, he's working.
He's not listening to Seriously podcast, but it's okay.
Right.
We're
Why
gonna
you
let
not
this
listening to
slide.
Seriously podcast though, Mark, huh? So Carmen comes in and she's like, let me talk to you for a minute. And the drug test lady's there to mark everything down, document the conversation. So Mark is kind of like, all right, what's going on here?
Sure. There's no easy way for me to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Mark, you've been demoted.
What?
You know what? I really appreciated her saying that because I've been in a position where I've been let go and they give you like this whole spiel like you've been a great asset to the team. You're such a team player. Like, get to the point.
Yeah. And I know why I'm here. So
Right.
just tell me.
Just tell me. Let's keep it real with each other.
Like, look,
So I appreciated that.
look, all right, I need to start looking for a job
Yeah.
now. So can you
Should
just
I-
give me? So you can just
Should
give
I
me,
clock out right now? Like, what's up?
Can you give me my severance so I can just go home?
That's it.
Where do I
That's
sign?
what I want the meeting to be. We're letting you go. Here's your severance. Have a beautiful life. That's
Okay.
it. And I'm like, thank you so much.
And give me a box to clean out my desk.
That's
Please.
it. Yeah, I need a box.
At least-
I don't know where to get that. I need a box.
That's it. I don't need the whole spiel. But he got crazy with her.
Stupid is what he got.
Stupid.
And
she-
HR was like, what's this?
Right. But how HR leave? If you see something about to go down.
Right.
That's why you're here to document this.
Exactly. Why did you leave? She said, could I have the room? No, you cannot
No,
have
I'm
the room.
HR. I'm writing everything
Why would
down.
you two need to have a private conversation?
Then again, HR is black, so
The whole company's black,
we,
so.
we tend to
She
mind
said, I
our,
don't
We
want
mind our business.
no
We
we
problems.
mind our business, even if it's our job not to mind our business.
And it's also that everyone thinks that they are a couple. Like, that's his work wife.
Work wife.
So she probably like, I don't know what's happening here,
Right. But she had to put it in his face like, I'm the reason why you still have a job, period.
but You're
Because,
employed because of
hello, HR in the beginning said, if you fail, that's it. You're terminated.
So
Oh,
she
don't ever
she
try
pulls
me.
She pulls
strings
strings.
for Mark to keep his job.
Don't
And he's
ever try
ungrateful.
me.
He's ungrateful.
He's very ungrateful. But
He's a
we've seen that
brat.
for a long time.
Oh, we been knew that.
Trifling.
So far, he ain't got no girl.
Yeah.
He got demoted.
Yeah.
And now his car's not working.
Horrible. Horrible.
What is your life?
Not much of anything right now.
Your whole life is falling apart.
Based on decisions that he made.
This is 30.
This is 30.
That's the
This
name
is
of
what
this
we gotta look.
episode.
This is what we gotta look forward to.
This is 30. Okay. Thank you for that.
It's not bad. I mean, give yourself till 28 to get it together. and
I'm
then-
28. I
She
turned
just
28.
turned 28.
Oh, you good then? You good?
I still got another year.
And to be fair, I didn't really.
You got a couple of months.
I know.
to last
I
another
know.
year.
I know.
I ain't start to hit the upswing until like the end of like 28. So like right before I turned 29, that's when like all right.
Okay, things are happening.
We're cooking. We're cooking.
Okay.
So this is your year.
All right, we cooking. Okay.
20
So
great.
This is my
20
year.
great.
This
20
is my
great.
year, y'all.
20 great.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Love
Thank you for
that.
that. I needed that.
So, yes, his car won't stop. He calls Eric to pick him up, and he's big mad at Eric.
Blaming everybody. He just loves to blame other people.
Say that again.
He loves to blame other people. Is that a thing?
I mean,
in the 30s?
nah. I think that, well, the type of person that Mark is, as far as like his lifestyle and like his profession to a degree, like there's like this subculture of like black men who are like higher up on the totem pole than a lot of black men, but they're still like in this entitled like bratty stage where they're like, I have a great job, I'm attractive, I don't have any kids, I don't have any baby mamas, love me for doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
I know a few who are in their 30s, and I'm always like, why are you blaming everyone
So it's like
for your behaviors?
So when they're not getting the praise and admiration that they should be getting, it's just bad circumstances. Bad circumstances, everybody else but them.
Right.
Let me down, man. Oh, I'm the one that put the blunt up to your lips and made you smoke it, Randy Gregory? I'm sure your ass wasn't thinking about me letting you down when you called me to pick your broke down ass up. You better get out your feelings and start owning up to your fuck-ups.
Yeah, I think it's just super funny that the drug dealer is like the voice of reason
Yes.
in Mark's life, because even back to
deep, but deep.
the second episode where the sword of Damocles, where he's pretty much telling him like, yo man, like you have it great, like I'm doing this because I have to,
Right.
like don't indulge in my life because you want to. That's
Right.
almost insulting.
But that's Mark.
Eric even tried to get him a new job.
Yeah.
Say, listen, I know you in a tough spot. I got a little job for you.
Yeah, go ahead. See that little flyer? For a stripper.
Man,
He ain't getting no tips.
Everybody want to see it.
little dingle dangle dingle for some jingle, man.
So, Mark is scrolling through the gram. He sees Maya living her best life,
Bruh.
talking about
Hashtag.
new beginnings.
He got big mad.
Yes. He said, what you mean new beginnings? What?
What's that?
So he gonna hit her with the infamous "Hey Big Head" text.
Okay, this right here
Come
upset
on.
me because it's like, bruh, this isn't a smash. This is like
Yes.
a woman.
This was like
You
your
don't hate-
wife.
5 years.
You don't hate big head, you're a woman.
You
like,
don't do
I know
that.
you
Hey,
guys
big
aren't
head.
in a great space, but like,
And it's only been like a week for you to be
why you hate
head.
big head?
How
What?
old are you?
Like, bro,
So
are you
what
doing?
what answer was he expecting?
She answered correctly. New phone, who this? Because I don't know who you talking to.
He had no words. He really had no words after that.
He's like, she deleted my number. No, he was crazy for that.
So Maya and Amber, they have like a little wine moment, and she gives her the tea on like what's going on with her and Mark. And Amber is stuck on the fact that the first lady of a black church is a white woman. Like that's all she heard.
She said, is Becky?
She's like, are we calling Tyler Perry? We're selling the story. Like, what's
No,
up?
but Tyler Perry would buy that up, okay?
And everybody's gonna have AIDS because he loves to throw AIDS in every single thing.
He do.
Just putting that out there.
Those table reads like. So AIDS again, huh? Okay.
So we're still gonna do AIDS?
We're
okay.
still on AIDS.
Okay.
Couldn't you, like, this is a black movie. We couldn't do hypertension,
Something.
gout,
Everyone,
nothing.
someone ends up with AIDS.
Had to be AIDS. Okay,
Got it.
It's the sexy disease, I guess.
So then Amber tells her about her date with Eric, and she like, he's cute, funny, smart, and I'm gonna give him a chance. So he finally broke her down, and
A teensy bit.
She's like, I'm gonna see what's up. So she goes to meet with Chloe, but Mark is at his parents' house. The dad is like, work it out, try it. Mom is like, let it go.
Let it go.
On
I said,
to the
my
next.
mom does not like Maya.
You can
she
already
clearly
tell.
does not like her because she's not like trying to get him to get back with her. She's like, take this break. Go have fun.
She probably like, she wasn't good for my baby anyway.
Oh man.
Oh man,
Triggering.
everything is
not
triggering.
Okay.
Luckily I'm not a mama's boy.
Okay.
So like, there has been instances where my mom didn't like my girlfriends, but that didn't make my decision on the relationship. But like, as far as Mark's mom goes, like, she reminds me of like some of the newer generation women where like they hoist their sons up on this pedestal,
And that's why he
and
blames
then
everybody the way
and
he
then
does.
they grow up to be men that are
Mhm.
super toxic and super
Yeah.
entitled because their mother put the chip in their hand, like, you're a king, you're this, you're that. So
You're
when
amazing.
when they
Any
encounter-
woman should be
so when
grateful
they-
to have you.
when they encounter a strong woman and they're not, singing the same praises or looking at them through the same rose-colored glasses as their moms do, all of a sudden it's an issue.
Yeah.
Right.
So Mark strikes me as that kind of person.
Oh,
Yes.
he is that kind of person.
Definitely. Without a doubt.
This scene right here.
So Amber and Chloe are taking Douce shots to the head.
What?
Okay, I can't hang with them. I cannot hang with them.
I can.
You could. You be like,
What's up?
15 shot. You be like, anything else? You don't got nothing stronger?
What's the premise of the show? Turning 30? Okay.
Okay.
You can do it now.
Okay.
All right. Have fun now.
Have fun now.
But Chloe does tell Amber about her new boo, and she's in love.
Yeah, she's in love.
Love.
She really falling for the kid.
With the D. She's in love with the D.
She's bought up, boot up, BD bought up, boot up,
Bought up,
and
bought up.
Woo.
So both of them are like tore up. Okay, by the end of the night, the bartender's like, if y'all could just leave, that would be great. And they're both like, we leave it anyway. My ride's outside. And who's the ride?
Who else? Who else would it be?
Of course.
Easy
Easy E. Easy E. Oh my God. First of all, this whole scene had me weak, okay? Chloe, first of all, Chloe's confused.
She's confused the entire night.
The whole
Entire episode she was confused.
because Eric, like, oh, I know who Amber is. I know who
he
she
kept
is.
it real from the jump.
From the jump.
I give it to him. He kept
Yeah.
it real from the jump.
Yeah.
He said,
Look, Chloe and I have been fucking, and that's it. We were never exclusive. She knew what was up. And it got nothing to do with what we trying to establish.
mind you, she did say that already.
She said what?
She knew that it was just like they just hook up.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like they are trying to establish a relationship.
Right.
She was just catching feelings.
But to hear it, it's like, wait,
Whoa.
what?
That's what I am? Yeah, girl.
Her world is spinning, one, because she's drunk, and it's new information. Like, what? So she going off on him.
Talking to herself,
Talking to
basically, because he's
herself.
not listening to
I
her.
couldn't even focus on what Amber and Eric was saying because Chloe in the back had me weak.
You should have been grateful, my nigga. You should be glad you even tasted this. You got me fucked up. Ain't nobody's fuck buddy. Your dick ain't right.
Mind you, she was just talking about how she's in love with the D.
But because you're mad, so everything's
She
going to
big
come
mad
up.
because she feels played.
Yeah.
Even though
So now I'm going to play
he
you.
really didn't play her.
First of all, Amber has every right to be mad because
for sure.
You told me that you were serious about me and you want to prove something to me.
Right.
What did you want to prove?
And he had the nerve to say, what's going on with me and Chloe got nothing to do with what we're trying to establish. And she's like, who's we? I don't know who that is.
Right there. That's a Hall of Fame line right
Hall
there.
of Fame
That
line. Oh my gosh.
It's a lie.
Yeah. She's like, we're done. We never even been anything.
Who's we?
Nothing. Move on.
It's all in your head, sir.
And then Chloe pushed them on the floor, and that was
They
it.
both were going off. She was
Yeah.
going off at him. Chloe going off at the air because no one was listening to her.
Going off at the air. She really was, though.
And they both drunk, so it was just a bad combination.
Oh, horrible. But I'm glad it happened because it needs to happen. Like, now you look dumb. So, Mark comes to Maya's house, wants to talk. And she's like, I'll come outside. Because she already knew if he come in, she was sipping on some wine. Too vulnerable. Gotta go.
I like where her head is at.
She's thinking 2 steps ahead. She already know. So he's like, really? Like, new phone, who this? Like, you really gonna treat me like that?
Yeah. What?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
You saw the text?
Come on. So, like, but he tries to, like, explain to her, like, you know, nothing happened. I had a lapse in judgment. I know I betrayed you.
The violin is just playing.
I didn't cheat.
Ooh, it's playing.
You're my best friend.
Talk about
I gambled and I lost you. I couldn't be anywhere.
I'm going to prove myself to you right now. Right here.
He got on bended knee.
Why?
I knew that was going to happen. The way he was moving, I said he got a ring.
Don't you guys know marriage fixes everything?
That was
Well, you know what?
That's
Those
his
games
mentality.
don't work with Maya. And she said no. And I was so proud of her. I stood up and I started clapping.
First of all, she was shaking her head. No, he said, is that a yes?
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
What? Because, you know, sometimes
And
girls
you
be
have
like,
the
no,
terrible
oh
sense of
my God,
direction.
no.
Come on, bro.
Come on. But yeah, I was proud of her.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I'm hurt. I don't trust you anymore. You betrayed me. Like,
We're not
regardless
even
if
on
you
the same
cheated.
page. Why
We
would
haven't
you
talked-
think
It's
marriage?
because it was
Marriage.
because it was a last ditch effort on Mark's part. Because think back to the first few episodes where moving in was a big deal.
Yeah.
for him.
Right.
And, like, then you're gonna be twisting my arm about a ring, but it's like, bro, y'all 5 years in.
Hello. Hello.
Say it one more time for the people in the back.
And I'm sorry if it seems like I'm just like, siding with the women for the
It's
sake of just
okay.
siding
It's
with the
okay.
women. But,
I mean, we came here.
as-
You came here for the men, but you
as a-
realize
Right is right.
as a reformed trash dude,
reform trash.
yeah,
He's real about it.
I was trash when I was younger.
It's okay.
But once again, you learn. So a lot of the things that he was doing is like, it's not so much an age thing with Mark, it's just a mentality thing, but that's something that you kind of have to condition yourself to get out of, hopefully before you hit 30, because that's the formative years when, at least I see it for black people, like 30 is like the formative years when it comes to you being on pace to, chase your career and look for stability. So a lot of the things that he's indulging in, and a lot of the ideals and concepts that he has at this point is like, there's something that should have got rid of a long time ago. And it's like, it's like he's slipping and then trying to grab the cliff as he's slipping. So marriage was just like, you know what, last ditch effort. She's gonna see that I love her that much, but
He's stupid.
yeah, a lot more went into, like, he didn't grasp to like the basic concept of that she's hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like, I'm sorry, and kept saying I'm sorry,
Right.
as opposed to just giving her the time, giving her space, and like processing how badly he messed up.
Yeah. And a lot of guys think that every girl, no matter what you did, if you propose to her, she's going to say yes because every girl wants to be married.
Nah, not every girl wants to be married. And if they do want to be married, if they're smart, it's under the right circumstances.
Exactly.
It's not so much, oh, we're in love. And that's a concept that I kind of had to wrap my head around as well, because me and my girlfriend, for better or worse, we've been on and off for a good part of 6 years. And a lot of that wasn't so much because it was bad. It's just we found each other at a time in our lives where we were still getting things together. And then eventually we did get it together, and it's been great ever since. But now we're in a place where financially we're stable, our relationship is stable, and we're like, you know what? We can hold off on marriage because there's still so much we want to accomplish as individuals and together. Like in the last year, we done went to Jamaica, we done went to Paris, So it's like we want to keep traveling and explore our careers before we settle down and have kids, even though we can at this moment,
Right.
and, get married as well.
Because you got credit. You got credit.
Yeah.
You got credit.
I have credit.
You got credit.
I'm actually gonna wear that on the back of my tuxedo and get
Yes,
an airbrush.
I got credit.
I got good credit.
That's good. See, I wish Mark had that mentality, but he does
Mark's
not.
stupid.
The part at the end that I think it might have been on Mark's dad that said I forgot what the quote was. The thing that you think is gonna make your life livable is the thing that can wind up making your life miserable.
Yes.
Was
yes.
like, it harkens back to the first episode where like Mark was just thinking about all these things that he can do to enrich his life, because he felt like turning 30 was like the end of his rope. So jumping into being a pseudo drug dealer, and then the
Horrible
bet,
at that. Oh my God.
the bet that he made with getting her number and things like that. Is like these things that you felt like was gonna keep you on top, keep you in the game, ultimately was the
What
thing.
turned you down?
Yeah, the thing that wound up being your demise, with you getting a demotion and losing Maya.
Now look at you.
Look at you. Yeah, so the episode ends with him just fleeing the scene. He's riding the bus to no return.
Was that a bus or a train?
I guess it's a bus.
Well, his mom called and was like, "Where are you, baby?"
Even Maya called.
Your mom is asking, "Where are you? Haven't come home yet." Like,
Yeah.
he's
Everybody's
30.
worried.
Why are you guys worrying about this guy?
I guess they're worried.
Yeah, and mom still worries at 30.
Yeah, worries at every age.
Like,
My mother.
I haven't spoken to you since yesterday. It's like, I'm sorry, Mom.
That's my mom too. It'll be like in the middle of the day, so you don't want to talk to me no more? I'm like, Mom. All right, so so let's get some question, comments, and concern. I I want to talk about Eric. What was he talking about when he said, "Let me prove it to you"? Was his plan to prove that he was trash? Because that's what he did.
Oh yeah.
So that was his plan.
Yeah.
Because what was you proving? If you was really serious about Amber, you would have cut off all the girls.
It was a lie.
Do we think Eric was lying? Do we ever think he really felt that way about Amber?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on Eric's behalf because I just love his character. A lot of times with men, our intentions don't necessarily match our words.
Oh,
say that
one more time.
Which also doesn't match our actions. So emotionally and to a degree mentally, we may feel like we're ready for certain things, but then once the situation actually presents itself, it's like,
whoa.
Yeah, and then it's like there's so much, undoing and doing that you have to do to get to that point where your intentions and actions match with what you're saying. So in Eric's case, I wholeheartedly believe that he did, in a sense, want to try with Amber, but it was
like a relationship or just.
I mean, I felt like, to a degree, he was genuine about wanting a relationship, or at least wanting a shot at a relationship. But, for him to be that candid when, Chloe was in, Amber's presence was like him, at least, he was trash in that scenario, but at least he was like,
kept it real.
I'm trash, but, it is what it is in the sense that this would happen. This, like, I really do want this. It's just that this is still happening kind of thing. So,
because he could have been one of those guys that lied right on the spot. And you guys come up with lies like that. Men come up with lies so quickly.
Very true.
Or you could have been like, I don't really know her like that. She's been sweating me this entire time.
So, do we think Maya is ever gonna forgive forgive Mark?
I don't think she should, because...
You don't think she should?
No, because like she said, you gambled and you lost. Like, had I not found out, how long was this going to continue going on? Because he almost kissed Black Widow. So who knows what else could have gone down behind her back. So why keep this going?
That is true.
You proposing?
No, I'm an advocate for love. I'm an advocate for love. I feel like they can make it work.
You always say that, and I just want to. What?
I feel like
he disrespected her. He was disloyal.
He was,
and he's only sorry because he got caught.
It's true. It's true.
She on both sides. It's true, but I'm an advocate for love.
Can't be both.
No, you cannot be both.
Oh man, maybe over time, I feel like he realized that he was wrong.
And now what if she was to do something like that?
Oh, forget about it.
So why are you so? She should forgive him.
I didn't say she should, but I feel like
they can make it work. Can. So that means she's forgiving him.
After a while, not right now. I don't think she should accept that freaking bend the knee apology.
I mean, she could always forgive Mark and they not get back together.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, true. Like, I'm good, love, enjoy, like, kind of thing. So
that is true.
But she can always not forgive him, but they could still wind up back together, because there's a lot of relationships like that exist.
And then they still mad, the whole relationship.
Unhappy.
Like, why did you take me back, though? Cause. Good answer.
Cause.
Good answer.
She could settle.
But she knows her self-worth.
Yeah, she does, and I like that about her.
Mark is still trash.
Oh, he never stopped being trash.
Season 2, will he stop being trash, you think?
I said he'll never stop
never
being
mind.
trash.
So we're not giving Mark the benefit of the doubt at all.
At all. Got it.
What are some good things
about Mark?
What can we find?
About Mark.
Guys.
About Mark? I mean, he got a job.
He almost lost it, but he almost lost it.
Yeah.
But he still does. He still got a job.
Still got a job.
That's it. That's all we got, guys. He has a place. No, he moved out and moved in with his parents, right?
Well,
he has a car.
He never had a place ever since he moved in with Maya. That was Maya's place. Got kicked out. Now he's back at his parents' house. He don't got a car. He broke down.
What are some good things?
He don't even have his work wife anymore.
He got Black Widow. If
he has a job.
He has a job.
I said that already, but still, had to double down.
He doesn't have any diseases. That's a good thing.
Okay, yeah.
He has Black Widow, if you consider that a good thing.
Does he still have Aubrey?
I mean, she still wants him.
Is she?
He's working.
Okay.
He's employed.
Yeah.
He's employed.
Yeah.
He's employed. He has insurance.
Does he?
I mean,
He lost it with with the emotion.
The thing about Mark's character that I do appreciate is he's a representation of the fact that with a lot of black men, we haven't grown up yet.
Yes.
You know, and you know, you could blame that on a plethora of things. Of course, us being the core blame for a lot of the things that we do, no matter where we rank in the social scale, whether we're drug dealers, whether we're Fortune 500 CEOs, it's just something inherent about us at times where we're just very, very childish and haven't grown up yet. So Mark's character, he just turned 30, and even still a lot of people, not just men, but, you know, women too, haven't figured it out at 30. And that does kind of leave the door open for some sort of character development and, you know, personal growth on his end. So I think in a sort of twisted way, Mark's character represents potential and having to fall down really, really hard and reevaluating what you have to do to bounce back. But
that's true.
Right now, he's just trash. So
that is
back to that. Circle right back.
He was on the men's side for a minute. He said, I gotta go back.
It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
You know? And once again, somebody that didn't necessarily always do the right thing when it came to women when he was younger, and trying to not necessarily make amends, but do better with the situation that I'm in right now as far as my relationship goes. And it's, you know, very, very healthy. And for me to kind of realize that now, it's me trying to take a step back and kind of put other people on, and because I do see it from both ends. Because once again, I was a knucklehead. I've done things and said things to hurt women, you know, and not realize the consequences because I'm thinking, you know what, they'll get over it, or, you know, I was extremely selfish. But then you don't realize how that starts to cycle with a lot of things because I'm setting her up for the next man who may actually have been a better man than I was, and it's going to be hard to get through those defenses because I kind of perpetuate that and put them up, you know. And now being older, you know, with a stable family life, stable home life, and somebody that I really, really care about, somebody that I want to marry, somebody that I want to have kids with, it's like, you know what, this is what you have to do. There's a lot of compromise in a relationship, and I don't mean that in a sense where you're giving up yourself. And I think that's another issue that a lot of men suffer from when you're in a relationship and you start to change. You feel like that change is forced upon you, and you start to lose your identity. And a lot of that times it's not you losing your identity, it's about growth. So if I don't want to, you know, watch, you know, if I can't watch the basketball game because my girlfriend wants to watch Love and Hip Hop, like, I just got to take that L and let her watch Love and Hip Hop. So
smart man.
But it's just simple things like that, you know, because you reach a place where you got to think about the long game in your relationship, and you got to think about, you know, what does this person give me outside of the superficial, because a lot of men tend to gravitate to women because they take care of them as opposed to being able to see a woman outside of the relationship, you know, like individual of the relationship, you know, because you ask a lot of men, what do you like about the person that you went, oh, she takes care of me, she does this for me, she does that for me. It's like, well,
she look good.
Yeah, but it's never like, well, she's great with kids, you know, she's very dedicated, she's very, you know, passionate about her career, she's, you know, those kind of things, like individual characteristics as opposed to
what makes her her
significant other characteristics.
Yeah.
So the series really, really is a great way to kind of give different faces and different voices to where a lot of people in their 30s are approaching. I know and I say exclusively black people, I know people of all races and backgrounds go through this, but more inherently with black people, we tend to always feel like, you know, we're growing in some capacity and maturing in some way, because we have to kind of be the opposite reflection of what society deems us, and we're trying to kind of find our own way doing so. So you have somebody like Eric, even though he may be in a situation where he's not doing the right thing, he's still educated. He's still motivated in a sense, and still very, very innovative, for lack of a better term. You have somebody like Amber, who is has a very, very tough exterior, you know, to a degree, but is still longing for somebody to love her and kind of help, you know, bring that toughness down, you know, just a little bit, but not to the point where she becomes very, very docile and very, very submissive and subdued. And you have Maya, who's very, very strong, but still very, very nurturing. It's still very, very emotional, but it's not to her detriment. It's just the fact that she knows her worth and she's very, very confident in her identity. And once again, with Mark's character, you just have somebody still trying to figure it out.
I thought you were just going to stop there. Like, you just have...
you just have Mark.
You just have a guy who has a job.
You have somebody still trying to figure it out and, you know, kind of still tapped into a lot of the ideals that are plaguing black men when it comes to turning 30 and, you know, being in a relationship and trying to find their identity in a sense. So the series really did a great job of representing all facets of like trying to piece together the black millennial experience these days.
Yes.
What are you guys hoping to see in the next season?
Let's see. I'm definitely hoping. I don't know. Because I don't know. There's like so many ways the series can go, which is like, I definitely want to see what Mark will learn from all of this.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to stay in this rut? Is he really going to change his life? Like, let me see what I can do to like motivate myself. Like, stop like being babied by everybody. So
has
that's why
he
I really
realized what he's done? And taken ownership
of all his decisions.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping we see that some growth.
I think that might wind up liking somebody, not Josh. But
yeah, please not Josh.
Somebody might come along and, you know, it'll be a conflict between her still having feelings for Mark and being extremely invested in somebody who has the things that Mark she was looking
for.
And I also feel like Amber and Eric are their story's gonna start to develop in some way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For why?
She likes him.
But
she does like him.
This whole situation was like, you just proved my point.
And a lot of times, you know,
how can he bounce back from that?
A lot of times, you know, it's not so much, you know, people are mad when something like that happens. They're disappointed.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'll be a situation where she's just like completely turned off to him, but Eric just being the person that he is, very, very persistent and charming, you know, for better or worse. It's not so much he's deceiving Amber, but he's going to find a way to kind of work his way back into her good graces to an extent.
Yeah.
She's not going to fully open the door, but you can kind of sense that she does feel something.
Right.
Yeah.
She definitely does.
Then she also has her friend that had like feelings for this guy.
Yeah. So if they start something, it's going to be like, girl, you know what he did to me? What do you think?
Everything he said.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, I'm really excited for season 2. I know that it's in the works. They actually have a fundraiser, a campaign going right now. So definitely, guys, support. We're going to put the link for that in our bio. And they also have a crowdfunding party that they're having. So all our Dallas listeners, I hope we have a lot of y'all. Definitely support that. We'll leave that information in our bio as well. Any last thoughts?
I just want to say that I'm really impressed with the show.
Yes.
I really liked it. Like the production, the angles, like that drone angle, eagle eye they kept doing. That was really good. You didn't really see that in web series. The acting, character development, all of that was good.
Yeah,
Top
shout
notch.
out to the Creative Couch. Y'all doing y'all thing up in Dallas.
For this to be our first series, too.
Yeah.
Good job.
First of all, director Jared Couch, he's an Emmy award-winning director, okay? This is not his first time around the rodeo, okay? He does this, so.
If I'm going to give you something, I'm going to give you the real
I'm going to give you the real thing. So shout out to all y'all, all the actors, creators, writers, the whole team. Y'all are amazing.
Yeah, amazing job.
Amazing.
Great writing, too.
Yes, so shout out to all y'all. So Mr. Decent, can you let the people know where they can follow you and what you got, coming next? What you cooking up?
Well, Brittany, you can find me on all forms of social media at Decent. That's DEASCENT, and you can catch me on Pop Dust Presents every Wednesday. Facebook live streaming. You can catch the Culture Couch every other Wednesday on Facebook Live as well at 1 p.m. And yeah, pretty much just, doing my thing. If you see me in the streets, say what's up. Can't miss me. Colorful dreads, all that stuff. So thank you guys for having me. It's an awesome experience.
Coming.
Yes. Drops a bunch of gems for us. Yes. I love it. Oof. Yes. So as always, guys, you know what to do. No, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Seriously Podcast. Also, you can check us out on our website, seriouslypodcast.com, and, join our mailing list and keep up with the conversation using the hashtag SeriouslyRecap. So until next week, bye.